It's October 3rd in the garden. It's been in the 80s, like high 80s. No rain for 2 weeks, no rain for 2 weeks in the future. Kind of dry, cool, hot still during the day, but garden's still going. Lots changed, as you can tell. Filled with strawberries last year, but they're all gone now. Too many snake skins walking through there. Couldn't access my blueberry bushes all down here. Couldn't access my peach tree to clean it out. So I left a couple. Now the weeds are taking over, so I've got to heavily mulch this again. So I'm on another order of chip drop to bring up the mulch mounds right here. The garden beds are all doing fine. They've all got a couple of the same things in them, which is kale, chard, pretty much in all of them. They all have kale, mustards, chard, and they all have garlics popping up, and they've got potatoes popping up, small red potatoes. We'll see if they work out. We also have tomatoes, cherry tomatoes popping up. We've got green beans up here, small baby asparagus patches, and there's other stuff in the beds, but I've got new plants about to go in, and those will be lettuces, different type of greens getting ready to go into the ground. And over here we've just got my green bean bed. There's just mostly green beans in it. So Shelly's pole beans for privacy, and I'm still picking, still getting beans, still getting new beans. There's a lot. My girlfriend loves them, kids love them, so I'm gonna keep doing it. My rain barrel, I got tired of the algae, so I no longer use the rain barrel. It's completely empty. Again, no rain in 2 weeks, no rain for the next 2 weeks in the mid to high 80s, well, mid 80s. But I'm not gonna water, even though the plants are wilted. It's because it's hottest part of the day now, like 3 p.m. No water, but they'll perk back up as soon as the sun goes down. Wildlife bed, tons of carrots that went to flower. When they went to flower, they were filled with bees. When they were filled with bees, other things came in. Ton of swallowtails eating up all the carrots. That's why the carrots are dead. Well, stripped because of swallowtails. And also, check it out, big praying mantis nest just moved in. He was a big boy, probably big as my hand total, and fat, bigger around than my thumb. Kale plants, they look rough, but they're about to hit their stride now for the perfect temperatures and no bugs. So they held on all summer. All the kales did, so they're gonna boom when we start hitting the 70s. Again, these are they're, I believe, black strawberry, cherry tomatoes. See, this one's bad. Let's get rid of it. But I don't eat tomatoes. I just wanted to know if I could grow them. I love red sauce, but maybe one day I'll try them. These are the lettuces and greens getting ready to go in. Wax beans, mustards, mizuna, more kales. Again, kales, chard, more kales, carrot still, green beans up to the entrance. And like I said, these plants are going in, so I need space for them. So this is the mulch that I get from my chicken bed, and this is all I do for gardening. No fertilizing, no watering, no weeding. Well, it's a little bit of weeding, but I screen my chicken pen and I throw it on top of my garden beds, and that takes care of it. And as you can see, over time the soil sinks down, so then I'll just add more on top. I never mix in, never till. I just add to the top once or twice a year. That's it. Now let's move to the back. Now we're in the backyard. Keep it shut again. That's the entrance to my side garden. It's my private place. Eat and praise God, thank God, in all of your ways. Acknowledge Him, and things will be great. So that's my piece. Anyway, come back up here as soon as you walk into the backyard. Bam, elderberry tree. Not a bush, but a tree. So I'm not pruning it like a bush, I'm pruning it like a tree. It produced a ton of berries, fed all kinds of birds and the chickens, and it's still producing flowers still. So it's a winner. And again, I broke a branch off of this a few years ago, 2 years ago, and I just threw it on the mulch because I was frustrated. It landed on its side, it took root, it flowered, and then they both fruited from the same cultivar. So don't let people tell you that you had to buy multiple whatever. Like, they don't know. Too many variables involved that they don't understand. Don't let people tell you that you can't do anything. Who knows, maybe a neighbor had an elderberry of a different variety and it was close and I don't know about it. But anyway, just don't worry about the naysayers. They're always going to tell you when they don't understand. So not too much has changed. We still have the replacement trees coming up over the trees coming out, like the Santa Rosa. Been there for 3 years. It's coming out because it doesn't produce. It flowers heavily, but well, it flowers so-so, but it never produces plums. Never. Same thing with the Toka plum. We'll see. We'll be going into the 4th spring next year with some of these. It'll be the 3rd year with the Toka. So they say by year 4 you get fruit. We'll see. Again, another replacement tree up here, taking over the Emerald Drop Pluot. These are the Orient pears with another, it's an apple tree replacing it, and an ever-bearing Colette pear replacing it. So all the baby replacement trees are in. This is a replacement also, another peach, doing great. Chocolate silk mimosa I put in, and I don't think they're invasive. I don't care if they are. Like I said, again, the red buds are way worse than these things. Beautiful tree, beautiful color, beautiful flowers. Can't wait to see what it does. Another thornless blackberry I planted from a propagation of the front yard. I've got 5 of those back here. Down to 2 birds now. One of them got really sick and I wasn't proactive enough. I had never had a sick bird before, but we're gonna address that. I'm better changing the water system, making sure they never have stale water again, making sure their food's always good. And I'm checking on them every day now instead of going so long without. So they're doing well. Hazelnut tree, it's probably gonna come out because I don't want the bush pattern growth in there. This is an apple tree that we moved, Pixie Crunch apple. I don't know what apple this is. Let's see. Oh, the Sundance apple. So it took its transplant well, it's holding on. Now this pluot tree is coming out because of the bark. You can tell it's been attacked all year. It's fixing itself, but oh, and here's, see my dog having fun in my blue false indigo plant. Right here, this is why I can't keep plants. He just loves, they love chew. Hey, Howard, what are you doing? What are you doing to my trees? So I love him though. He's softened my heart a lot. So now I don't get as upset about stuff getting ruined. He's a 1.5 years old now, Akbash, I believe. All right, let's keep going. The green ash tree that sprouted from nothing this year. I'm gonna take it down, but I'm gonna let it get as big as it can before I do. There's no reason to kill it till I have to. Indian blood cling peach that I put in a year ago. It's already getting almost 10 feet tall now at least. Hoping that I get something, you know, showing some flowers next year. But this thing, I remember I purchased it because I purchased it this year. So it hasn't been in the ground for a year, I'm sorry. I purchased it this year because I remember going and seeing that it had not flowered yet, and it was February, because everything I had in this yard flowered in February, so I lost everything. All of my stone fruits were gone. Now this is a Bartlett pear I planted a year ago, and this thing is already, man, 20 feet tall, close to between 15 and 20 feet tall, and it's only been in the ground for a year, and that's a Bartlett pear. Like, it's, stuff is growing so fast, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But we'll see. These 2 plants are still coming out. These are the apiariums, I believe. But they had no frost tolerance whatsoever at all. So they're being replaced by this Korean giant Asian pear, which has actually not done anything at all. It's come up a little bit, but this thing is doing horrible compared to the rest. So these 2 will come out. And over here, we've got my seeded red grapes that I'm leaving for the bees now. You can see they're all over it, and it's hard to cut them down when the bees are just all over it. You'll smell the fermentation, and you'll just hear thud, thud, thud. Bees falling down on the ground and just rolling over. I think they're over here to get hammered. They had a long year. They're ready to unwind. You can smell the wine. Sometimes they'll get in little bar fights. You'll see them fighting on a grape. Different kind of stuff will come in, like, you know, whatever. They'll have their little throwdowns. And it's cool, you know. I haven't been stung yet this year, so I'm gonna let them do their own thing. Let's keep going to the backyard. We've got more peach trees. Oh, this is my miracle berry I'll be bringing inside. This is one of the, what is that? Yeah, it's one of the Asian persimmon trees, and it's doing okay. These are some of the native plums I put in, and this one's doing good. The other one's doing good. I didn't show it. I'm skipping too many plants. And again, the blackberries from the front. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that one. So I've got 5 blackberry bushes back here. Navajo thornless blackberry. So let's keep going. Anyway, the regular trees, you know, nothing has changed. The trees kept growing. They're still getting very tall. So not much to really report, honestly. Still waiting to get the forest fill back here. So we're gonna keep coming this way. Another peach tree, about 10 feet tall as well. No news. Let's see, we got kiwi planted over here. Another peach tree I just put in, that's a contender peach. Then we got the Liberty apple right here, which is taking over the spring satin pluot. Let's see what else we got to show. This peach tree right here has gotten bigger than I have ever expected it to. So I put a clothesline in right here, and I was using this all spring because the tree was below the clothesline, and then it eventually grew. And now look at this thing, man. Like, this peach tree held on its peaches all year, but the plum curculio got it. So, and I did tell myself when I started this gardening journey, I prayed to God. I said, God, I want to be sitting in a hammock under my fruit trees. And, you know, that's how it starts. Got the hammock up, you know, the peach tree is going to be hanging over, and then I've got my grapevine, which has finally made its way from here to here to here. This is the 3rd attempt because it's already been broken down to the root 2 times this year. So those are supposed to be seedless green grapes, maybe hemorrhoid, I don't remember. So I'll be able to sit in my hammock, reach up, pick grapes, reach over, pick peaches, pet my dog, roast a marshmallow in the fire, and maybe if this pawpaw does anything, pick a pawpaw. And if I fall out of my hammock, I can roll over and grab some blueberries right here, or I'll land in the clover and it won't hurt. Who knows? Let's take a look out back now. Again, this is the backyard. So this is 1/8 of an acre roughly back here. Don't remember how many fruit trees I got because I keep adding and I keep taking. All right. Anyway, so with the back, I removed the thornless raspberries that were coming up. They were taking over. They were shading everything out. My camellia tea tree was getting no love from the sun. And also these kiwis are coming in fierce. And this right here, this jasmine, this Carolina jessamine is coming in fierce too. It's taking over. And I want to be able to just lay in here and smell it. Well, I've got the crystals down here, the jasmine here. It's going to be sweet coming up. I replaced the barberries with some blue false indigos. The barberries are going to get too big, so don't really care for them. Now, as we approach the front yard, now to this side over here, I have no idea what I'm going to do with. Still have a peach tree. Got to finish cleaning off this fence. And all I've got is a magnolia tree where I'm going to put a tree house and a couple blueberry bushes up and down here that aren't doing too well. I put in the coral bark maples. They're smoked. They're not going to do it here. It is what it is. Now the front yard. So coming out the front door, you know, nothing too special. Just, you know, nothing in order. All this is probably getting changed. So pear tree that came back from almost nothing. I'm excited for this one. Same thing for this one. I'm not sure. These are all different Asian pear varieties. Got a cherry tree over here, which is doing well. Japanese beetle slaughtered it, but it was a mess this year because it's not established. But I bet the Japanese beetles won't touch it in a couple years. We'll see. So then we have another cherry tree right here. It's almost as tall as the house. It's not growing too much, but that's because you can tell the bare parts of the trees is where the Japanese beetles were here, and they just stripped it down to nothing. Now the green growth is after the Japanese beetles left. Here we have another huge, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I mean, that thing is big. And my son gave me that a year ago, 2 summers ago. Actually, he gave me that as a nectarine. So we'll see. Blackberry bush going crazy, like always. Banana patch, we'll see what we're gonna do with that. Just, this is coming up too. Sage, too close to the house. I don't want it. Here's the entrance to the side garden, not the entrance, but the gate with the green beans. raspberry, not going to keep it. Not a fan of the thornless raspberries. They're too silky with no sweetness. Don't know what I'm going to do about them. Turns out that the loquats actually did survive. They're all doing well, and they're bushy now, but you know, I have high hopes for them. Fig trees, I've got 2 of them completely smoked back down to the root in the winter. Now they're back. So when I come over here, it's loaded with figs. I haven't got any ripe ones off of this tree yet, but they are everywhere. Now the next fig tree, come over here. This one, I'm harvesting between 1 to 4 figs a day, and it starts from the bottom. So I am getting ripe figs. Not too many, but it's enough. Pawpaw tree is doing okay. Still nothing. This is the only pawpaw tree that's doing well. I've got 3 of them planted. The other ones haven't budged all year. It's weird that some of these will just go crazy off the chain, and some of them don't do anything. All right, let's get back over here. Now this, check this out. I'm at the house. This is the foundation of the house, the brick foundation. And right here is bottle gourd. Trace it back, and we're on a slope going down, so you can't see the magnitude of this one bottle gourd plant. One plant that I put into the ground and just wood chips that have decomposed over a couple of years. And man, it is going across my driveway. It has taken over everything. It's still putting out flowers. And I just started eating them because there's so many. So when we come down, look at these things. They're everywhere. No pests so far. I mean, they've got little character marks on them, but this is 1, 2, 3. I mean, they're everywhere. They're mixing up in everything I've got. So I will never grow bottle gourds again, but I will have enough to make bird houses, to make bowls. I don't know what I'm gonna make. Crafts with the kids, all kind of stuff. But it goes all the way down to here, going over the road. Let's go down here and take a look. So now it's not all bottle gourd. I do have a sweet potato that goes from right here to right here. So there's some sweet potato mixed in, but when I go to the road, look at this one bottle gourd plant that's come down to the mailbox. Now the mail lady has been so kind as to not completely run over the gourds, and I do my best to keep them away. But these things, man, and they don't look big, but when you get on them, they're really something else. So that's one plant planted right here. So the fertility of the soil, when I cross the street and just look at the regular soil, like this is what everybody here has, you know. Listen, you hear that? That's what I had when I moved in. Look at this. Same thing everybody has. When people are cutting grass, dust is flying up. You can't plant in that. But come over here and you pop in one bottle gourd right here in the center, and look what happens, and it's still going. It's still going. So when I come up here, you can see it's still shooting over, choking out these eastern redbud little sprouts. So it's doing well. I couldn't grow watermelons this year because look, they just got dwarfed. Like my little baby cantaloupes down here, no chance. I had to keep cutting these things back and lifting them over, and they kept getting trampled. But look, gourds, just everywhere, and they're actually pretty good when you skin them and cube them. It's like zucchini. So I don't think there's anything else to show in the front. So I'm fixing the drainage issue. I actually went through the entire side of the house and trenched out along, ran it down here. Now the water flows down from the front, the backyard, down to the side, downhill, and stops. I'm gonna create some type of reservoir to feed the water. Don't know if I'm gonna swale it, don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe put a pond, maybe flat stone little, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And again, empty water tank. No longer water in my garden. I think it's stupid to save water, to put it on your garden. the thing saves up algae on the side, just not good. Well, we should be getting a freeze in maybe a couple weeks. A lot of stuff is going to die, and next year should be pretty dang good. Really should. So we'll go back to the back. And again, my hope is that one day when I come on my 1/4 acre yard, it is a forest. I'm hidden from everybody. A place where I don't have to wear shoes. I don't have to wear a shirt. You know, I just walk around connected. So this will conclude the 3rd year that I've been actively doing this. This is between 17 and 20 dump trucks of mulch dumped on a 1/4 acre, about 15 pickup truckloads of gravel. I don't know how many logs I've carried on my back, and I've got degenerative joint disease and arthritis to the back. I'm in pretty rough shape for being 39, but I still managed to do it, because if you love it enough and you want it enough, you'll do it, you know. So we'll say good night to the girls. Take one last look. See if I forgot. I'm sure I forgot everything. Like, for example, here's a peach tree that came from seed that I didn't mention because I thought it would do a lot better, and it didn't. Some stuff I don't mention, such as the small asparagus up, because it's not worthy of mentioning yet. The gooseberries looking rough. The grapevine that I had up here was slaughtered by the dogs. See, some blueberries are putting out great growth. Some aren't doing anything. So